Let's talk about the Garmin C1 Pro. So this is a new tiny chronograph that supposedly surpasses everything that's out there by leaps and bounds. Like it's a lab radar essentially that fits in the palm of your hand. Like you can see how tiny this thing is. It comes with this little tripod. It's incredibly light. It's USB-C rechargeable. Got the little port right here. I haven't tested the battery life yet. I kind of just got this and I'm going to use it for some personal data collection. But I do want to talk a little bit about implementing chronographs into PCSL in the future. But I want to center the discussion on how chronographs are currently implemented in competitive shooting sports. So it makes sense from the standpoint of we don't want people doing these crazy, impractical custom hand loads that give them a significant recoil reduction advantage. That makes sense. But the way that we test and that we ensure that people are not cheating like that makes no sense and seems totally theatrical. Usually what happens is at a major match, including all the way up to USPSA Nationals, which should be the most prestigious title in the United States. On the first stage of the match, everyone is handed a little Ziploc bag. You as the shooter can put 8 rounds of ammunition in this bag to send to the chrono station. There's absolutely no check on whether the ammo that you provide is the actual ammo that you're shooting in the match. Now, it's not that bad of a system, like you're just relying on the honesty of your competitors. In reality, the number of people who might actually be loading a specific 8 rounds with a couple extra tenths of grain and powder just to hand to the chrono station to make power factor and then shoot slightly softer load the rest of the match, I just don't think that really impacts anything score-wise. Is that okay? Is that just, hey, we're doing this theatrical test where it minorly inconveniences you as the shooter, you have to go to the station and go through the motions and all this? Really, it's not designed to prevent cheating well at all, but just that the test is there is a gateway for people to either be honest or dishonest, and it's much easier just to be honest about it. So is that enough? Like, are you guys okay with the way that we currently do it? There are other ways that we could do this. Like, there could be random chrono checks where the ROs are given, like, hey, the third, the fifth, the 11th shooter on the squad, you're going to pull a mag or pull ammo out of their mag at the end of the stage and send them to chrono. The shooters don't really know who it's going to be. You're not allowed to give the chrono station the ammo to test yourself, so it comes out of the mags that you actually used on the stage. And maybe it wouldn't just be one stage that's known, maybe it could be randomly selected from any stage. I think this would be a much better way of testing chrono, and it would force a lot more honesty with less effort because you wouldn't have to test the entire field, where most of the field is just not interested in cheating the chronograph at all. But just the fact that it is random means that everyone is going to pay attention to it, because there is that chance that if you're not squared away with your ammo, you could be selected and you could be DQ'd. So I think if PCSL does decide to implement a power factor floor at some point, some method like that random selection at different stages across the match should be used, because it's not so theatric at that point. And with these little chronographs, like, you don't really need to set up a lab radar station. Do it wherever it's convenient, either right there in the bay on the spot, because it wouldn't be that many competitors, or maybe you have a dedicated area that you would take that competitor with their gun to. But that seems like a much more fair way to apply the test.